In this video, I will explore some of the background in making the Our Teaching Practice podcast. I will provide a justification for engaging in this podcast series. I will describe some of the approaches to making the podcast recordings. Finally, I will show a display recording I made recently with the chemistry instructor, Summer Lee. The podcast series was initiated so as to capture the stories of OC instructors as they transition from full COVID-19 pandemic teaching to a more face-to-face environment. I was interested in knowing what practices that were initiated in response to the pandemic had been carried over to the in-person learning and teaching. One of the interesting outcomes of making the podcast is that many of the instructors who were interviewed claimed that they benefited from the experience as it allowed them to reflect on their practice. This is seen in the quote from Susan Thomas, professor with the Okanagan School of Business. Typically, the podcasts were recorded either in the LAR EdTech boardroom in Kelowna with specialized Rodecaster Pro recording equipment, or at other campuses using the OBS recording software with 2 microphone inputs, or simply through a Zoom meeting. Recently, I had the opportunity to interview Summer Lee, chemistry instructor in Kelowna, about her use of the interactive polling software WooClap, which she uses to engage her students in her chemistry classes. Here is a clip from that interview. Welcome to the LAR EdTech podcast series that explores interactive assessments that instructors are using at the OC in their classes. Today, I'd like to welcome Summer Lee, and she's going to tell us about her use of the polling software or platform called WooClap. Well, welcome, Summer. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too, Carl. Thank you.
Yeah. So this semester, you've been given an opportunity to pilot test, if you will, WooClap. Right. And so I'd be really curious to see what your experience has been. And I'd like you to address both positive and negative aspects. Maybe to start on a positive note, perhaps you can tell us a little bit about some of the features that you like.
One big thing that I liked about it is they have a word cloud where you can ask a generic question, like brainstorming, like what is the most effective study strategy? And the students can type it in. And the way that the information show up is more like a game-like, and they have bigger words if more people have said something similar or smaller ones. And as people input answers, they have different color codes and goes in different sizes. So it's very fun. And traditionally, when I try to talk about study strategy, some students are just kind of, zone out. They don't really pay that much attention. But this, I really felt like I was able to grasp everyone's attention. So that was fun.
And I really appreciate you speaking with me today.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity.
Okay. Well, bye for now. Have a good rest of the semester.
Thank you.
I hope this short video has given you a flavor for the goals and approaches to making the Our Teaching Practice podcast.